dressed as like a Link and stuff because they're like, it's fantasy.
Oh, it's realistic fantasy. Get out of here.
I don't think that's that insane.
It's realistic fantasy, but also the barmaid will shackle your wrist to the ceiling and then make you beg for a drink.
Yeah?
Promise? Relish, man!
That'll be $25.
For the key, not the beer.
Yeah, if you don't pay, they just leave you there.
See, I'm glad this is one of those times somebody else knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because if I brought this up and you were all like, what the fuck are you on about? It'd be a very weird moment.
I've definitely seen less than you have. That's like the only thing I have seen.
TikTok.
But I'm glad to hear I didn't see just the weird bit, and it's apparently all like that.
It's very overly sexualized for a place where there should be lots of families and children.
All right. Yeah. It has been quite a bit of time, but we were proceeding on. You know, the few missing. AKA Jester. Let's see if yeah, that'd be right. So Zero was still doing going through her various spellbooks, and then also bringing a few others to Steeltide, if I recall, as well. Darren had decided to stay with Kierna and start moving a little bit further north to try and deal with the Goliath of the Herodosa. There was also the other curiosities and warning of passing through Decimor, as well as the fact that dead seem to rise profusely at night, though never seem to leave the city. Alongside those wonderful happenstances, Siraz as well as Parmalter were sending gifts, per se, to Wembley and others that had stayed within the guild house for a few days. It seemed that they had initially set up an ambush to try and catch the rest of you, but that's also what led to Theron heading northward out of the city through the waters to Kierna in the Thorn Grove. As for other happenstances, Lucille and Annette were, in Segrona, effectively causing a mass rebellion. Obviously, with a large portion of it heading northward. There was even a question sent out to Nina, wondering if she would be willing to take in some of the beastkin and others that had rebelled, gaining their freedom from the Lord of Anguish. There's in that realization as well as the beacon had dipped that some attentions were gathered, but also the impulse to fight and rebel, stand up and effectively lash out as strongly as possible was had. Obviously that has turned into chaos, eruptions of destruction across much of what was some of the slave lands. Others that have just started burning everything, even food storages that would possibly be necessary to their salvation. But obviously, not everything can happen overnight in Segrona, especially not knowing how to effectively control the overall rioting crowd that is now tearing through this slave town. Maybe at this point, let me move back north. To those who are making ready to leave in the morning, past this immoral war, investigate as they see fit. As for a few others, I'm trying to remember, Wembley, you didn't go with Saren, did you?
No, Wembley went to like Arrow Pond, I think.
Not that far.
was-
I am simply camping in the trees between the two places,
Gotcha.
ready to move on Stilltide or join whatever fucking siege is apparently going to happen as directed.
Oh yeah, I forgot you just like tunneled out of there.
Walked through the floor. Good luck following me, the fuckers.
Somebody's going to be really surprised when they actually try to assassinate one of us and we just pull that move.
Just
Like-
meld into the north.
It's like, wait, what? You would do that the whole time? None of the intel I had on you speaks of this at all.
What the fuck is that? Right.
Let's just do another locate. Okay, they're 1,000 feet below me. What the fuck?
Oh.
1,000 feet below me and rapidly approaching.
Don't miss it.
Me making an illusion cage around you and poking your foot until you die because you can't escape.
No.
The illusion is solid. You cannot leave. I will poke your foot until you die.
And I believe Azure was copiously reading spellbooks and copying things over.
I don't really have the materials to actually copy things. I'm just reading them for right now.
Sure.
Let me see what I have else on my to-do list. Let's see.
The list that just keeps getting longer.
No, I mean my list hasn't gotten much longer recently.
Thank God.
Alright, the last thing was I was gonna go get the staff from Nina, but that's not vitally important literally this second.
Sure.
Other than that, I don't really have anything else to do other than try to teach Orem Common and Squishy.
Alright.
Teaching a frog how to write is gonna be entertaining.
You're teaching him to write?
I don't know.
Way.
Why not?
You can't
He's a
say-
sentient frog. He has like 10 int. It feels a bit rude not to teach him how to write as well.
Yeah, but I don't know. What's the opposable thumb situation on a frog?
Well, they're a tree frog, so they got pretty good grippers.
Tree
Okay.
frog. I feel you if a tree frog was sentient, I could probably learn to write.
Rippers?
Like-
Rippers? Grippers.
Heat
Rip and
mentioned.
tear.
Rippers.
Rippers.
Heat mentioned.
Say the line, bar. Alright. So. As the night carries over, especially with the chaos that's going on. There.
Greetings.
One of the Thorn Druids would come to wake you, or see if you are awake, or a little bit after sunrise. It's a bit hard to
I'd
tell.
probably be awake pretty early, expecting us to be getting ready for travel. Also, I mean, we could get Wembley here so that Luke has something to do instead of just hiding in a tree.
I'm doing something. I'm drawing furries.
He's practicing. He's gotten really good. The Fallout variant was great.
Wink.
Okay, I tried my hardest. No, I won't feel guilty about being the only one who does anything this entire session.
So good.
What do you mean the only one's going to do anything? have
I felt
something
really
to do.
bad the last like 3 sessions because you're always like, I got nothing to do, skip to someone else, and I'm like, guys, fucking do something. I don't want to be the only one with screen time.
I mean, there is stuff I could do, actually. I do have one other thing to do, but do your thing first, you know.
just a very simple man. Y'all are the ones that embroiled with like gods and factions and magic.
Wembley just wants to get women pregnant who are married.
But a simple man.
So yes, I'd probably be awake pretty early.
With that, we do have some breakfast made. I'll lead you the way out of the grove.
Cheers.
Let's see, we'll go to take his leave. You would see there are still a number of refugees, others that had effectively survived the dock incident, or, well, those who had stayed on the docks that you had read previously in Ven's report. You could tell, especially for the armaments that have been amassed, that a number of these people are getting ready to effectively leave this grove and make their way towards Stilltide as the time is growing closer. After you
But,
enjoy
yeah,
your breakfast,
I don't think Saren would do much interacting with them. Mostly just the druids.
it would be effectively after you've eaten breakfast and you are making your way out. The head druid that you had met before, Kieran, will come to approach you. If you are insisting on heading through, at least take this ward with you, and she will proffer what looks like a laurel bracelet to you.
Right? Hold out his arm.
She'll gently clasp it around your wrist. It works better during the daylight, but if you have to, find somewhere narrow and hidden, and it should at least obscure you from them if nightfall happens.
We'll be traveling by foot.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
There are not really any trees further north. They've been taken or used or collected elsewhere. Of course. It should be a quick journey. But she will start the footwork journey path to the north towards the Goliath. You can tell that it'll probably be a number of days, but especially with this more on the horizon. The old elvish city that has been crumbled and ruined, but not forgotten. You could tell. You can feel almost a very sickly sense of energy that wafts up from the ground itself. The rest of the lands have been lush or a vibrant fire. These ones in particular, you can tell almost like a necrosis has set in, like this area has been wounded immensely. It is a wonder that Kirna and the other druids have been able to grow any of the trees close to this, or never mind anywhere on this section of lands.
get close enough for me to use grim psychometry on a building.
Would take about 13 days travel.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised
Oh
when you
my
said you were
God.
gonna walk. I was like, what the fuck? You didn't have windwalk? Didn't have nothing to make this faster?
She does not have woodwalk.
Transfer it via plants.
There's no trees to the north.
Third-rate druid is this?
Why not just move a tree north? Like, come on. What kind of druids are you? You're like, we will take this 13-day journey. Instead of just shipping a single tree up there and keeping it in like a nice climate-controlled room.
It's the most wizard shit I've ever heard.
These people, these druids are amateurs.
Yeah, I feel like if I said, hey, can you get me to Horadalsa, and they said, it's gonna take 1 month of walking, I would have just said, never mind.
That's fair. But yes, Horadalsa is very far north, and there are a number of Goliath who would very quickly take down a tree because of the resources they use very heavily there.
Like, genuinely, if it's gonna take a month to walk here, the letter I sent him, he's probably gonna fucking not be there by the time my letter gets there.
Probably not.
I thought they had a way to travel faster.
Oh, no, they don't.
If they'd said no, I would have said, don't worry about it, bro.
Alright.
It's gonna take a whole fucking month to walk there on foot. Then no, I'll go find fucking a net, bro.
Outraged by these mortals.
You're not even going to teleport me, peasant.
You druids don't even have cars?
You're not fit to lick the dirt off of my heel.
Oh my fucking god.
This is a travel method unfit for one such as myself. Have you seen my level? Walking? Pah!
Basically.
Okay. So,
I mean, realistically, is there any faster way for me to get there, though? Like, a boat.
God.
Druids can swim.
I mean, there are definitely boats, so if you want to just go straight to Horadalsa, that would be...
Swim on the fucking Leviathan's back, bro. I mean, the goal is to get there. I don't care about going to Decimor. Like, that'd be a cool trip, but, like, the goal is to get here.
Wouldn't it be faster just to go, like, this way? Like... It's not actually all that much of a shorter trip if you go along the coast versus just shotgunning it straight through.
Mm-hmm. So, that.
Think of all the fights and the XP you could get by going straight through Decimal. You could play like 3 sessions by yourself with Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I get all that free XP.
Yeah, Wembley levels up by sleeping with everyone around the whole area of it.
Just fighter things.
Second wind.
Oh.
This is the most awkward split up I've ever seen of a party. We're just like fragmented. Half of us can't even contact each other. I'm gonna roll a d2 to see if I actually no. After not hearing it from them for like the rest of that day and this morning, I probably assume they've either been killed or like something else.
I asked Jesse and I said, would Annette not like message me after we escaped to see if I'm fucking alive, and she's like, nah, maybe in a couple days. I was like,
Oh
oh,
my
what the
God.
fuck?
Brutal.
And that's a bitch.
Yup.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I mean, I was highly thinking that I'd be killed if I went to Still Tide. I was just paranoid, but I assumed that you would be killed. I'll roll D2. Yeah, okay. I assume that something bad has probably happened by this point. Yeah, I haven't heard from them for like over a day. They're over there by themselves.
No
I
response.
guess I'd probably do sending to Wembley first. Because I would assume that Wembley would have been murdered first. Sending.
Damn.
Well, he's been
Now-
there the longest. You
That's
know,
true.
they have the longest chance to find
Alright.
him.
Alright.
Sending to Wembley. Hey Wembley, how's it going? You okay? I haven't heard from anybody else that went over there.
Yeah, I'm alright. About half a day's travel from Stilltide. North of Pond. Hunting for my dinner. How's it going?
Sending back. It's going good. Still up in Alcirus. Why are you outside of Stilltide? Are you just hunting?
Well, Vena's lackeys tried to hunt me down with Siren and Annette, but we got away. Waiting here till further notice.
Let's see. So all of you are okay?
Yeah, I split up to lay low, outside Stilltide. They've gone off to get some other business in order.
Yeah, that's enough for me. Yeah, well, they're all fun. Yeah. Well, it's not really a call, it's just, a series of long messages.
Yup.
How many sessions do you think it's gonna be before we all meet up again? The logistics of us getting Saren back is like that problem where
Yeah.
it's like I need to get this fox and like this duck across the lake.
Especially
like-
when Wembley straight up lies.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I mostly trust Wembley to not tell
Yeah,
me
I know.
somebody's been murdered. So I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm sure
Are we all
Wembley
good?
knows.
I don't know. The last time I saw Saren, we were like getting assassinated, but like, yeah, I'm sure he's fine.
And I'm just like, yeah, okay. Wembley would know better than me, and I ain't going over there.
Last I checked, you two were diving into the poop.
Nope,
No?
that's not what happened.
What happened?
You teleported away with Annette and left me behind in the building, surrounded by murder.
Yep.
Ah.
Yeah.
We could
He's still
chalk
there.
that up to old man memory. As well.
Oh, that's brutal. Because yeah, especially because it sounded like that Annette was probably still with Saren, so I'm like, oh, I'm sure Saren's fine.
Yeah,
Saren's
the
got
way
Annette.
Wembley said it, it was like, yeah, Saren and Wembley went off together. They're good. I mean,
Yeah,
In my
it's like-
mind, you two arrived together. We all got away. I went and hid down here,
Yeah.
and then you two have resumed whatever you were doing.
you and Annette got away. You didn't.
Yep.
You didn't see what happened to me.
This is so funny.
You seemed confident in getting away.
Yeah. It's just
well.
you clearly trust me enough to know that I got away.
Of course, I didn't just totally forget what happened last time.
I trust that you've escaped.
So even sailing to Haradosa is literally 24 days by boat.
That's worse.
Yeah. What about from here? That's further. Okay.
Well, it would probably argue that would still be faster because that's over open sea. This is like
Oh.
depending on if you got the wind.
What would you
Yeah.
say, Josh?
Oh, that's what just the measurement for that. That was 24 days by boat.
Like maybe faster on a ship from a straight line or through here.
It's about equal. The same travel distance.
But I mean, okay, that's so it's almost an equivalent journey to walk.
Yes.
And I also get to go through Decimore and see what the fuck's going on with the ley lines there. So sure, I'm down.
Oh yeah.
This is why I tried to invite Wembley. Wembley, come on, man.
Wembley.
14-day solo adventure. Where
Enjoy.
nobody will know if something happens to you.
That's what I did through on the way out of this place.
I mean, eventually the druid lady will contact Annette and be like, your friend died.
And then Annette will never tell us. And I'll be like, I don't know what happened to them. Lie.
He died.
Must be
Told him not to place his hand on the evil magical ley line, but he just
But you
did.
wanted to know.
I know the history of this ley line, and I don't like it.
The history is it kills me, huh?
So sucked out like the Ark of the Covenant.
A ley line that kills you.
Why would they name it that?
All right. She asked if I'm ready to go. I say yes, because we discussed how long this would take earlier.
So, with the wonderful journey, especially being guided by Kierna's group, as she has a few other druids with you.
And they don't even know how to turn into giant eagles to go 3 times as fast.
SMH.
We've got to see the animal first, brother.
There's no birds on this continent.
You know how
that's
hard it
rough.
is to find a giant eagle?
What about like a sandworm?
It just jump in the belly of it.
Listen, Al Gaib!
Ah!
Well, no, you ride it on the surface with hooks, you know? Just like in
Listen,
Doom.
Al Gaib.
Yeah. Ah! Comes
Those
back.
are probably
with blue eyes.
monstrosities.
They are. Alrighty. So, a little extra time skipping as Theron heads north. Wembley is fishing and, making new families.
Nice.
He's doing 2 kinds of fishing.
To the south, Lucille and Annette are enacting a fucking all-out war and rebellion. Meanwhile, Azure and Aurum are going through various classes, reading books, and making sure that Squishy can read and write.
Gotta teach the frog how to read and write. Squish Frog deserves it. Everybody knows where I am, probably, and half people can contact me, so I'm just going to assume nothing bad's happening right now.
Let's see. High or low for favorite results, my boy?
Always high.
Roll it.
I go catch a big fish.
Oh, big fish gonna catch you, boy. Big metal fish.
Oh, wee.
I'm Saraz. Oh! Lucky.
Alright. You actually hear one of your sending stones going off.
Ooh, I've only got 2. I think.
It's either Satan or my daughter.
Yup. Which one is it?
It's your daughter.
Okay. Hold it up like the phone.
Hey, Dad. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, obviously, still get to come see the little ones, but they wanted to say hello to their grandpa. Hey, Grandpa. When are you coming visiting?
Hey, Tris. Hey, youngins. Can't come over at the moment. I'm hiding from some bad people. You know how it is. Talk to you later. Hope you're well.
That sending stone has been used for today. Knowing that they are still reaching out.
Good to know they're still alive. And even though we don't do it, I do, like, use the sending stone every couple days.
Check in on them.
Yeah.
See if the little ones are scooting around. Wembley gets wholesome life updates while fishing.
Exactly.
There.
Spooky time.
It's spooky time.
Once we get closer to Decimar, I will ask Kierna if she would rather me wear my armor and be ready to fight, or not wear my armor and be slightly sneakier.
Prefer you be ready to fight.
Nods. Was my AC would be like 10.
This place
Okay.
is... Yeah, just don't get hit for him. This place has been sapped of life for years. Even our own magic has trouble here. Would not imagine yours would have too much an issue, but it might if it depends on life around you.
Most of it's fueled by my own blood. But I don't know about my gear. Hopefully not. Do you think we'll be passing close to the hole?
We can if need be.
Is it too risky, or...?
At night, I would not approach at all. In daytime, we have a window. It weeps at night.
Awesome.
I'm not an expert, but from what my friends have said about it, I wouldn't mind getting a look. Maybe they'll learn something.
Hopefully some insights that can be found to heal it. I'm not sure of your magic, but I only pray that it would not agitate what sleeps here. Are you going to do your grim psychometry on the edge of this and where you're at, or when you get to the hole?
I think, if I can touch, like, a building, I will.
Alright.
Just sneaking up. Try to find, like, one of these big, dilapidated buildings.
As you find one of the more stable buildings, and one that seems to have possibly have a little more history as a piece of significance, at least within the way the city operates, as far as you could tell walking.
History check. Not bad. For me.
You feel almost like this intense sickness wash over. You feel the land itself trying to heal and drive any energies of it towards the whole, to mend it. Especially with the echoes that you feel, the various ash and weaponry and forgotten pieces that haven't been plundered here. You very quickly discern when the ley lines were helpful, feeding magic into the cities. They started siphoning them off, not greedily, but enough to feed the cities more magic than any others would possibly see. Wonders that were stabilized, constant use and recognition, a peaceful time that knowledge grew and violence dwindled. They were scholars. It's unfortunate that, as far as you could tell, the backlash of what seems to be the scorching energies that came through ruptured the hole itself from the ground from where it had connected. You start to realize that if you were able to reach the bottom of one of these holes, you might even just be able to trail it back to the engine itself. That would take months of travel on foot, traversing, or intense spell work, and you're not even sure how well they would work. But even though the fire had torn through, it wasn't that hadn't finished everyone off this far out, even though the lands had turned to fire. It was the lingering hunger of the land itself, pulling life force from everywhere to try and heal. Other elves that had connected to it, used its magic, shaped it. Others that were too close to arcane batteries, pieces of the building that had been sucked in and collapsed in itself. Everyone talks about the explosion, but no one realized that there was an arcane implosion pulling all those energies back and people with it that were either too close or provided some sustenance to heal the land. So many people dying rapidly in this succession between the fire cremating them and then immediately violently dying, their life essence choked out. The grass, the trees, it wasn't the fire that burned it, it's just the land itself necrotizing everything to try and close the wound. There are so many souls here who died violently. You realize why Kirna has talked about it weeps from the hole. It's where everyone was pulled or dragged under. Possibly seek to find other sources to replace them within it so they can finally leave.
I feel like it's still pulling, like, obviously
Still-
not as intensely, but
Still trying to drain, just within Decimore's borders. the city is sick. You do see some greenery. Grass at most. Maybe roots underneath the ash to where they can survive in the most barren of areas. But the land itself, the hole where it's closest pole, still desires life to be returned to it. Kirna looks at you as you are sorting these things out in your own mind. Terrifying presence, isn't it?
I can see what happened here and what's still happening here. Well, I don't think we need to go right up to the hole, but I'd like to pass by, I know, a few miles, pick something up.
Trust your judgment then, if you can tell what's happening. If something wakes up, we will have to move.
I get the sense like she already understands like what's happening here, like with the siphoning.
You can tell she understands that the life itself is eating anything that gives life or has life. She's not even entirely sure, as it's been so dangerous to even trying to approach the hole or anything else has been very clearly catastrophic in the past.
Just, we don't have to touch it, just within a few miles. If I pick something up, I'm sure a friend of mine might want to teleport here once or twice.
Then let's move further. There's a few locations that we know of that are safe to sleep in, so long as people stay in.
Just nod and keep following.
It's a good portion of the day. Kieran will lead you to what looks to be, well, possibly where they grew old plants, a greenhouse in a way, but much more magnificent. You can see a few mushrooms and others that have survived, and there's some lushness inside, even if it was purpose-built to sustain plants. Even here, we can tell there is great difficulty for life to sustain itself. You'll have to close inside. We'll make sure that there are alarms. If you hear something, do not call out to it.
Yep. Is this warded in some way?
Seems so. It's one of the few pieces that didn't get entirely destroyed.
How far does this spot, like, from the center?
For this, you can look out and see the hole where buildings blew out and then part of it crumbled in. Probably
Okay.
at most half a mile out.
All right. I want to take like a small piece of the building, like a stone or something.
Plenty of marble pieces of what seem to be either petrified or carved plants that have just turned to marble. Almost like natural made petrification.
Dust that off and put it in my bag of holding.
As you settle down for the night, we quick do a long distance camera shot. Pan over to Lucia. As you are in Segaron, Annette has made herself scarce for the time.
Yeah, I was under the impression that we would, like, a couple of minutes from splitting up to do separate things anyway. But I would like to take a minute to cast contact other patron
Very well.
and ring up Nina.
You feel your minds conjoin for a moment.
Lady Nina, I hope you have been well.
Yes, the city is coming home. The repairs are going to take some time.
Are you in need of laborers?
If you have them, it's a distance. I'm not sure how you would get them here.
Well, I was hoping that you would have the power to handle that.
If they are in one place and ready, I could make sure that the teleportation circles are stabilized enough.
Well, they might need a little corralling and a little support. We've freed a bunch of the Afridi slaves, and they could do with a quick trip to put some distance between them and their former masters.
Right. Are they civil?
Their religion's a bit whack, but I'm sure with a little guidance, they could be put on the right path.
I suppose if anything, they could help with the farms that have been damaged.
Excellent news. They were farmers.
Very well then. I suppose make them ready is not to be rude, but I would have to divine upon you.
If you must.
Just so I know where I'm going. What that? You will feel a brief disconnection as you will feel the pressing eyes of divination scrying upon you.
I will not resist.
After what feels longer than expected, as clearly she's taking her time to try and memorize everything.
While she's trying to focus in on me, I'm just gonna start like shouting out, trying to gather as many of the random sort of rioting slaves as I can. Shooting to try and catch their attention, I'll just like shoot off fairy fires into the air.
Oh, allow me to double check the accuracy for teleport, as I can never remember.
It's not something that's easily remembered.
It never fucking is.
Pretty sure you only have like a 20. I think you have like a 30% chance to land if you've seen the place casually. Surely she wouldn't gamble on a 30% chance.
She seemed casually, so she'll try to teleport over.
Teleport. Seen casually. On target is on target's a 46% of the time. That's not bad.
There we go. On
I
target.
was gonna say if she asked, I could have just sent her something as well.
True. But she doesn't. And then she just appears beside you in a quick bamf of arcane image. You see her holding the wonderful runic staff. As she looks around at the smoke pyres and others that have effectively destroyed Sigaron. Ah. I see what you mean by
We've been
rebel.
burning down their fields.
I don't suppose you have any of them under control. Not restrictive, but
Like directly? No.
this is going to take time.
How did my attempt to corral some of them go?
With the fairy fire and the sparks, you do see some of them coming over out of interest. You do see what looks like signals between some of the wall ramparts and other stuff as well for the dwarven run areas of Sigaron. Let's see. I need to roll something real quick. Let's see here. Especially for the guard that I would be initially paying attention. There were the others who would still be riding around. Oh boy.
That's either really good or really bad.
Alrighty. You do get a number of them. Well, gnolls, the lizard folk, and more. The hobgoblins that are gathering around a little bit, but you also gain the attention of a few of the dwarven regiments that are riding around on larger lizards and such. You do take note that there are a few of them starting to gather up some forces in what looks like a mix of slave wagons in your direction.
Just turn to Nina. How long do you need?
A teleportation circle, which was what I was intending for larger groups. A bit. Hold on. I also double check the amount of time.
The circle is only open for a single round. By default.
A single round. But she can sustain it with the staff.
Oh, damn.
How far away are the wagons and such right now?
With that, go ahead and roll me a perception check real quick.
Sure. Perception. I'll add a d6 since I have a lot of these. 22.
With that, you get the sense that they're probably going to try and pick people off to splinter them as far as what wagons and few that you see. But effectively, they seem to be about 200 feet out because you can still see them clearly. There's also a larger gathering number of, well, farm slaves that have been collected. Hear mixed languages, but what seems to be uniquely their tongue, a mixture around here, is primordial as they continue to ask, why are we gathering here? Who are these people? And, others that sound like they are getting ready to effectively attack you and Nina for being not of the Farmers Collective.
I will, call out to the group I've been trying to gather. Just people who were once slaves of the Afridi and the dwarves that serve under them. This is the day of your freedom. Me and my friend here are going to create a portal for you to escape. But for as much of you to get out as possible, we're going to need you to help call everyone in. You wouldn't want to get picked off by the slave wagons before they get to us, would you? And then I'd like, I don't have anything that's got enough range for this.
Use what you got.
You know what? Fuck. What have I seen that's not an Afridi? I'm like kicking myself that I don't have. Dude, I can't even remember the name of the spell. The one that's not prestidigitation.
Minor illusion?
Mm-hmm.
No, I've got minor illusion.
Thaumaturgy.
Yeah, that one.
They
one
yell loudly.
Yeah, the yell loudly cantrip.
Everybody move!
That is its most notable feature. Is you can
Really
deliver
wish that I
sermons to
had
the
it
back
right
of the
now.
room. You can use minor illusion to make noises. You could try that. Because I'm pretty sure it makes noises.
Some noises, yes.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't think it's like louder than like a noise a normal
Yeah.
person can make.
Yeah, its volume ranges from a whisper to a scream, so it's like I could just yell.
Saves your lungs.
Josh, question.
Answer.
Circle magic rules, yay or nay?
I would allow.
God, please
Okay. I'm only asking because I'm gonna ask Nina to help me out. I just need a bit of extra range on my spell so it actually reaches the fucking the wagons.
I'm abusing that.
You said 200 feet out, and the spell has 150 feet range.
no. And now it has 1,150 feet range. Circle magic isn't broken.
Yeah, my way to create safe zone inside of every single evocation spell for the team. I just became an evocation wizard. So glad I graduated magical college.
Yeah, you just
What?
need one of the other casters to assist you.
Nope, you can do that without it. That effect requires literally 0 help.
That's
No,
fucking
all
gross.
circle magic requires a circle.
But anyway. That Nina will offer up some of her help and energy with projecting your abilities.
Alright. I will cast it out to about 250 feet range because and actually no, right on top of them is definitely better. I will cast plant growth around the wagons
Alright.
so that the fields within 100-foot radius centered around these wagons just rapidly overgrows and like becomes thick and tangled. And the wagons must now spend 4 feet of movement for every 1 feet that they actually manage to make.
As you cast this out, there is an eruption of lush greenery that pins down and holds the dark iron and steel and various lizards that have been pulling some of them and others that were getting prepared. Even this far out, you can hear the dwarves yelling in panic and screaming as they don't know what the fuck is going on. But with that, you see...
Oh. This spell just lets me exclude parts of areas within the spells, like any amount of space within the spell's area of effect. So if there's any slaves still within that radius around them, they're fine.
Alright. So there's a number of blank patches and others where the various slaves are quickly running to escape the thundering growth of green that has expanded beneath them, or around them, I should say. With the dwarves barking orders in panic, others that are fighting to get out. Nina quickly sets to drawing the teleportation circle. See that she's using the staff effectively to mark out the various runes and try to etch out as quickly as possible the largest circle she can. And be able to take as many people as quickly as possible while holding open the door.
I will call out once more to the slaves. Bring everyone here. Your freedom awaits you. And I'll cast Blink on myself. And then the next turn, I'm Dimension Dooring onto the wagons.
Alright. as you start to blink back and forth between, if I recall correctly, to blink out of existence, right, for that one?
Yeah.
Ethereal plane.
Yeah, I flicker into the ethereal plane and then back to the material.
All right. As more and more start gathering around, Nina is partway done with her circle, as it takes a full minute to fully set this up. As you quickly beset the guard and dimension door out to those various wagons, as more continue to gather around like a fucking crowd of insane people, those who are still rioting, others that are trying to follow the trail, and even hear screams and arguments amongst others as they see this strange elvish woman decorated in fire like the other lords, carving out magic symbols.
Yeah, I'm not immediately like trying to fight any of the dwarves. I'm using the Blink's ability to like dislocate myself like 10 feet at a time, as well as just also pushing through the plants when I need to take out the lizards drawing the wagons.
All right, You can tell that even though they are a little more sturdy than normal, they are. What attack are you effectively going for? Are you just trying to take them down directly so they?
Oh yeah, I'm just attacking them with my sword.
All right. Go ahead and give me a few attacks, as these are, farm lizards. They're a little more sturdy.
Sure. 2, 3.
They still all hit anyway. Go ahead and roll me damage real quick.
Hello, damage roll.
Damage? Hello?
There
What
we
a
go.
piss. Alrighty. Especially between the mix of the various dwarves that are there and the lizards. What are you doing? Stop! Stop that! We need to get them back! As there is a mass amount of fucking panic going on between that. Others, they're trying to figure out who the fuck you are and why you're just stabbing their lizards as they're trying to collect slaves.
Sorry, boys. Slavery's off the menu today.
What do you fucking mean? Let them all! I need to get them back in a pen or something!
I mean, that until you renounce the Afridi, you're gonna have to start paying people.
What the fuck? We're paid to manage them! We don't pay them!
Doesn't seem like my problem.
Fuck! That. No. A couple of them will try and level crossbows in your direction.
Do they look like they have a clear leader?
For that, there's kind of leaders. They seem to have like one or two that seem to be initially leading what was probably a few slave master packs. People who are keeping the order, but not so much, significant between each other. They all seem to have their orders.
All right. Is there any individual that looks particularly like any individuals that look like they're better armed than the others?
Give me a quick perception on that.
give that a... No, that's not the button that does it. Oh, that wasn't very good.
All right. With that, there's a few that are a little more heavily armored. You can tell they have a pretty vicious-looking whip on their side. Some that, aside from that, the commanders themselves, definitely the one standing out the most. A much more heavy black iron helmet. Seems to be a fully enclosed face and other, but they can still seem to know where they're going somehow. You can assume easily that some sort of magic that's protecting them, as they are more enclosed than others in heavy armor.
Alright. I cast Dominate Person on one of those.
Alrighty. And
It's Wisdom save against Charm.
which was it 2? I doubt we'll get there, but that's a 5. So you effectively reach your hands out and quickly grab onto the mind of this one dwarf in particular, as a few others are starting to try and level crossbows in your direction. And you do feel that connection as you reach into the threads of their thought.
Alright. Simple directive. Kill the others.
Alright. With that, a few of them will get some attacks off on you. They'll try. God knows that they'll probably miss, but they'll still try. A 15, an 11, and a pair of 20s to try and hit you.
I mean, the first 20 will hit.
Alright.
So I will then use my reaction to Misty Step, turn invisible.
Oh, there you go. As you vanish from fucking sight, you only take 4 piercing. As you are struck and vanish completely, as everyone is like, what? Where did they go? Find that fucker! We can't go back without anyone! With that, you would see...
Yeah,
Oh.
no, that's fine.
With that, you'll immediately see the commander start lashing people with his very visceral-looking whip, as well as pulling out what seems to be a war pick in one hand. At this point, it starts erupting into chaos as other people are trying to figure out why he is now assailing his own troops.
As soon as that chaos erupts, I want to pick one of the others that's like a little further away from this commander, but is like within melee range of one of the other dwarves, and cast Antagonize on them so that they attack their comrade as well.
Alright, another wisdom save.
Yes.
That's a 4.
Alright.
The other one
Just
will
for
suddenly
reference,
just
He
fucking...
also takes 12 psychic damage and uses his reaction to attack his comrade.
God. So he suddenly vomits up some blood as he turns to swing violently. You hear the other one. It's a disease! They're sick! Oh, shit! As you hear the guards freaking out, wondering who is sick, who's healthy, if this is...
Obviously, that will break my invisibility. But I'll just stand up. I mean, you should probably just let them go. And on that, I disappear into the ethereal plane until my next turn.
Alrighty. You disappear at this point, especially as all the chaos erupts. The dwarven slave masters are quickly panicking and fucking slaughtering each other. Others that are trying to just run back to the fortified keep of Segurana. But you see them absolutely murdering each other, as even the 1 or 2 lizards that are alive quickly like rushing out of the brambles, and others trying to find freedom away from all of the madness, as these dwarves seem to have assumed some kind of disease has possessed people to just start killing everyone. That's what happened to the slaves. Some rampant fucking horrible things now possessed them of their mind.
Alright, well, since they're clearly all losing it, I'll just dimension door back over to Nina.
Alright. It's effectively at this point as Nina will finish her teleportation circle, driving the runic staff towards the center, as she will maintain it being open. Everyone come through. Do not destroy things on the other side. And if you're coming, quickly. She looks towards you, Lucille.
As much as I'd love to, I have some fields to burn.
Or
Unless you want to handle that before we go.
I need to maintain this, thank you.
I thought as much.
As you will see numerable slaves and others stepping in quizzically, some afraid, others wondering, but they will vanish, being teleported to Morena. A full 12 rounds, she will hold it.
That's a lot of slaves.
As she will hold that for 2 minutes straight, as you do see her.
Awesome.
Yeah. A full 2 minutes, Nina holds this teleportation circle long enough for effectively a large majority of the slaves that were still there nearby and a few stragglers to come dwindling in as they were injured or slowed down. The dwarves out in the field retreating back to Segaruna's keeps and wall. Before, when she finally pulls the staff free and she herself is teleported away to safety.
Yeah. While she's doing that, and even after, I'm just gonna be going through all the fields for as long as I have the freedom to do so, and using my elementalism cantrip to just create fire. Just keep setting bits of it on fire and moving on.
Magnificent fire starter. Alrighty. So Seal continues to terrorize the fields of Segurona, those who escaped, obviously now safe within Morna. And then the others that didn't, well, the Ashlands might reclaim them sooner than they expect. I will say, Lucia, as you are going through and torching the farm fields, the houses, everything of Segurona, you would see out towards the Gulf Harbor ships and others that have made their way out to an island in the distance. Others that seem to have sought refuge. It's pretty,
It's fucked up.
As that day proceeds on, Seal taking revenge. Ezra, you've
Oh.
made some good progress teaching Squishy how to read.
Oh, well, who? Does Orem actually need to learn how to read or write, or they just need to learn how to read? Like common.
He would need to learn how to read and write common. He knows Draconic.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, it's a dragon. I don't know how smart they are. It's just like, oh, I can write every language.
That's fair. You are very quickly discovering the, well, heritage knowledge that dragons have, especially for how smart Orm is on certain subjects, especially dealing with Draconic and other pieced history. But speaking and writing common is, well, not within his forte.
Probably not for anybody. That's why you have to learn it.
As they are. Making ready. You can tell that there are some curious hostilities that are going on, a few rumors that are happening throughout Alceraz. You start to hear talk of others saying that there is soldier movement coming from the southwest. Seems that a number of people have taken notice of what seems to be a large group of scorpion people moving northward. There's a few that are muttering, talking about Tanya is already vassalized and sworn fealty to them. Obviously, you're not sure how much longer or safe Alceraz will be. The funny bubbling noises. Aquan would clearly be the bubbling noises because the water. Orin would be.
Yeah, Aquan's the bubbling noise. Oren's the Texan one.
Yeah. Oh, howdy, partner.
Except for they kind of like whisper yell at you. Howdy, partner.
Or in just like ASMR experience.
I guess that means it's an Aragonasi. I'm technically part Texan.
Well, howdy, partner.
Yeah, when you said Orin, I was just like, I was just like, Nick wants to be the Texan.
Nick.
Well, no, I just went off of the freest one is the air elemental. Yeah, that was my thinking.
He's going for
There's
that
this-
high
yeah.
note.
Dignan definitely not. Aquan, I don't know, maybe. Well, I guess actually probably the true answer is probably just Terran. The Earth. This is
Earth
my
and
land. Get out of here.
I'm
It's
living
my Earth.
here. You ain't getting shit. All right. Obviously, his news from that continues to effectively roll in. Sarah.
Greetings.
It is already much later at night as you feel darkness fall. You could sense easily the tension between many of the druids. Some of them even afraid to try and breathe a whisper as you are within the city's walls. You definitely get the sense that something is searching the city. Something absent of life. Even though it moves soundlessly, there's a part that tugs on your soul, telling you where it is wandering through the city. You tell that it lingers a few times near the greenhouse that you've, well, hidden within with the druids.
I'm effectively just gonna do my best to try and look like I am fully calm. To try and, like, ease the tensions of the other druids. Because, you know, we've been to the Siltwaste, bro. Like, we've seen some shit.
What?
So I'm just sitting there trying to look as calm as possible. Trying to give the other druids confidence.
Give me either a deception or performance.
Shit at both of those. Bing, 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 bing. That's not the right button, but they're both a 0. That's supposed to be performance.
You keep a cool composure, but even the druids themselves are tense. You can tell very easily that they feel it, and it reads on your face that you sense it as well. There is almost haunting finger trails across each person's thread of life, as if it's still trying to find a way to get at each of you that's inside this building. You realize very quickly why Kierna had warned about staying too close at night, but thankfully, even with this intense weight, you're at least able to keep steady. You can tell that she brought the more stalwart of her druids, knowing that others probably would have tried to run and probably gotten themselves killed. You see her looking at you with a sense of familiarity and attempted calm. But you could tell she's felt this creature's presence before.
Without saying anything, I'll just, like, try to gesture to her to, like, try and rest. I'll keep first watch.
You do see others will start to rest. It's wordless. The shift between, you can tell that There's an unspoken understanding between you and the druids. Everyone knows. Kirna is clearly going to take next watch after you. As you are the only one up for the time, making sure that there's effectively no holes that it's leaking through or finding its way to worm through. Go ahead and roll me a perception, sir. It's a little faint, but you still hear some soft hum and a melody, like someone trying to call out and sing song to get your attention, try and get you closer to the wall. There's that constant nag of the realization that you and whatever this creature is also sensing that you're within this building, but it just can't touch you. You tell it hungers for you.
Just gonna breathe. Thinking about what would happen if he made some sunlight. If these creatures only show up during the night. But it'll probably attract more than just this.
As you keep your steady, eventually the sing-song kind of tether that tries to gnaw at you slowly fades. The creature itself growing silent, seemingly wandering, still trying to scratch at the stone. It feels far longer and heavier than the silt wastes. Eventually, you feel the night dwindle and stretch on. It would be at this point that you would see Kirna finally rouse from her slumber. She gives you a knowing nod, starts to sit up and keep watch.
Lean down a little, close my eyes, try to sleep.
It's difficult knowing, especially since that thing is so close but held back barely, as far as you're able to tell. But you are inevitably able to finally dwindle to a full sleep. As this finishes out, everyone getting to rest, people gathering more of those who had been freed. Theo collecting all the people that she can who were wandering loose or unseen. You can see that a number of them seem to be looking like they want to find a ship or anything.
How many do I have?
With that, let me roll it quick.
That's a lot.
Roll
That's a
one.
big dice.
Ooh.
93
Oh, you
people.
rolled it before I did. Okay, goddamn.
93 slaves that have wandered, but others that are looking nervous, others that are shuffling, many that look like they want to attempt the swim. Where are we going?
Come, everyone, come. We will get a ship. We just need to find the right one. And I could do with a good night's rest before we take it.
Do you think the ship and getting free, right?
Of course. I don't have the power to take you as far as my patron did, but we can at least get you across the sea a bit.
Thank you. Whoever you are.
My name is Lucille Hawkeston. They dubbed me an enemy of the Afriti, so that is what I will be.
Thank you, Augustin. We will offer what we can.
I ask only that you find lives for yourselves away from this.
We will be of service.
Once we I don't know, find a place to set up camp for the night. I'll pull out all of the supplies I took from the from the supply shed. Hand out food and to everyone.
That they very eagerly take it and start eating. You can tell that, especially even from their rations and others, their food has been horrifically scarce. Obviously, dwarves have taken far more than they should have, even from the slave farms, as they probably have had barely enough to survive, and maybe if that. See a number of emaciated hobgoblins, others that are almost skeletal by their ribs alone. That would probably take a good portion of a year before their body would probably fill back out to some semblance of normality or looking normal once again, if they get constant food. You're able to feed them. Others that sit nearby and see the fires in the distance as other slaves running around still causing mayhem. It'd be towards the morning as you get your full rest. You would definitely take note of the sound of war machines, or at least some versions of them. You can tell that the dwarves have probably rolled out a much more retaliatory response. Or have started taking back the northern end of Segarona.
Always so eager. Like to look out over the ocean. What kind of ships seem to be within sight range?
That high or low for favor results, as especially between the ash and everything.
Always high.
Always high.
Always.
Right. You see a couple of promising fishing ships that clearly what has been maybe some fresh food for the people of Segarona to make up the difference, and then what looks like a more reasonable sailing ship for trade. Maybe just came in or was trying to leave last night, but has been half stuck in the harbor, from what you could tell. Not enough people to take her out. Probably.
Wait, it's just
There's a few people on it, but you could tell they got out of Segarona before they could get all their crew on and are having trouble getting the sails and catching the wind.
so wait, so they're still just in the harbor?
Drifting, effectively about 300 feet out, for what you could tell.
Alright, I'll turn to the slaves. Just, does anyone know how to sail a ship?
That you see
Any experience on board?
out of the 93 you have, you see about 5 of them raise their hands.
Excellent. You lot with me, everyone else to the dock.
Okay. As you see a large crowd of them starting to gather towards the docks. The other 5 staying with you. See
Excellent.
a knoll that seems to have had its tongue cut out, as well as what seems to be a couple of the hobgoblins and 1 lizard folk.
I'll get my group of 5 to gather around nice and close. How far out did you say this ship was?
300 feet.
Okay. I'm just gonna use teleport.
Alright.
And so I can bring all 5 of them with me.
As
Just
you
aiming to land like smack in the middle of the deck.
As you teleport out, you see the crew looked a little bit panicked. What?
Gentlemen!
What are you doing? Are you with the god? Wait, no. As they kind of see
We're
some.
commandeering this ship. Don't worry, you'll be fairly compensated. And I reach into my bag and just dump like 100 gold out onto the floor.
You see.
There's more, but you need to pick up my friends.
You see a number of the sailors look at the gold and then at the captain as he is. Well, I was about to protest before he dumped the money on the deck as he looked down at all the gold. Right. Well then. Since we don't have any cargo, I'm sure a quick drop-off is fairly fine for that price.
I'll motion back to the dock, and you bring everyone. You bring everyone to somewhere a little safer than here. And there's 10 times this gold in it for you.
Well, I mean, with that amount, I'm pretty happy to bring them all the way to Beachwallow.
Oh, that sounds nice, but you did say you don't have any supplies, and I don't know how you're gonna feed 100 people for that long.
As he kind of rubs his chin. I could probably eke out a few going to Hartcairn or Oakenbarrow then.
Hey. As long as they're not here.
Fair enough. Come aboard. Oh, he kind of like grimaces a little bit, the Null, but
Yeah, and I'll quickly motion to the 5 I brought with me and say, these 5 claim to have some experience on ships. You seem to be having trouble getting out of the bay, so
yes, the rest of them didn't come back to port, and when everything kind of erupted in chaos, instead of letting our sails and everything else get burnt, we kind of threw off the mooring lines and took our chances drifting for a moment. Nonetheless, good to have the extra hands. All of you, get the mainsails turned. Coming back into docks. Make sure the lines are ready. That you will see them quickly marching off as he snaps his fingers. You see what seems to be an Earth Ganassi first mate come quickly rushing over with a chest as the captain will start shoveling in all the money that you threw on the deck of itself.
yeah. As they're doing that, I'm just gonna go up to the chest and pour a bunch more gold into it.
Jeez. I mean, if you want me to, I could stop to get supplies at Hartcairn and then continue on to Beachwallow.
That sounds best. But well, if anyone wishes to stay in any of the earlier stops, they're free to leave.
That might be. You're financing it? I'm not going to argue it. With that, as he will bring the ship back into port.
Yeah, I'll move up the front so the crowd can see me leading the way.
As you see, the ship name is simply called the Red Coral. But number of them see you and quickly follow suit, especially seeing the other 5 slaves that were with you before parting for the dock. As they start quickly shoveling on, others bringing some supplies, others that are just grabbing what seems to be maybe whatever piece of bliss that they have been able to collect, or, well, maybe from somebody else's home. But as they quickly pack on, the captain doesn't waste any time casting off and quickly starts making his way for Hartcairn with the ship belly full of 93 of the slaves that are now free.
As like what we're bringing everyone on, I'll explain the situation to all of the freed slaves as well. That we're going to Hartcairn to get supplies. Anyone who wants to get off can, but we're going to be going up the coast as far as Beachwallow, and they can stop. They're free to depart at any point.
Never been to Hurtgen, but I mean, we always told never go near it, so can't be that bad.
Just joking. Wouldn't know. I've never been.
Oh boy. As that expedition begins underway, especially coming from Degarona's point, right to Harkirn. About 10 to 14 days travel. Towards the morning for Sarah.
I wake up dead.
No. Just in another world. Kirna would gently shake you awake. We have to get moving quickly.
Trying to get as far away from this hole as we can.
Indeed. I'm sure you found what you're looking for now.
I don't know if it'll be needed, but I have a friend who's looking into these ley lines. They might want to, see one up close.
Hope they can heal or find out more, as you have. But she calls out. Marhorn, come on. We still have to lead the way. As you continue your journey, some extra time will happen between your trekking as well as Lucille being on the ship. There's another extra stretch of time. Another 2 weeks. And that's time. Wembley.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was originally planning on just teleporting away like the next day, but I've decided until someone contacts me because I'm needed again, I'm just gonna stay on the ship and make sure that the people I'm freeing are actually safe in case they send someone after us.
Sure. Wembley.
Yep.
In your time of camping out, you'll actually get a surprise visitor.
Somebody found me.
Yes. A familiar looking Duragar. Shaved head. Big old beard.
No! The goat. He's back!
As he is futzing around the woods, obviously not very aware of you, but has clearly found where you've been camping out. See him kind of checking out your camp. Takes a seat. Seems like he's just kind of waiting for your return as you've probably come back from hunting. He hasn't even noticed yet.
I rise out of the floor beneath him.
Oh! What the?
Hello!
When could you do that?
Secret? What are you doing here?
Listen. I don't know if you got anywhere to go, but we need to get you the fuck out of here.
Well, I'm already out of here. Out
No.
of there.
I mean, they're looking for you.
Sure they are. That's why I'm out here. Well, that begs the question how you found me.
Generally, yeah. I heard a few whispers about a burly-looking man wandering around hunting in the woods. I was, networking with my own few. That we have a couple still down at the docks. It'd be too crazy or outlandish that eventually they would start looking around outside the city instead of inside for you still.
Alright. So I need to escape further then?
Preferably.
Hmm.
You have anywhere else that you can squeeze off to? Sitting here for too long, it's definitely gained some attention.
Suppose I better move on. I don't have any way to contact the people who would normally pick me up, so I'm gonna be walking south.
Yeah. I do have some of the boats still, if you want to get a lift that way.
Sure.
Yeah, we still
You
have
come
this.
as well.
I might as well. I came out here pretending to be on business. I heard about you with a few leads and took the steamer out here.
All right.
Going down to Bridgerest. And then, if you need to, I involve.
Sounds like a plan. How hot is it in Stilltide? Are they turning over rocks yet?
Like I said, you've been out here for a while. I managed to catch wind of you first, thankfully, because of the docks. I would imagine that's not going to be too far off for Saraz and Promoter.
Hmm.
Not too worried
Perhaps
about their rocky friend, though.
Maybe we spread some rumors in Arapond.
I could do that. Stay behind. Pass around a few false words. Grease a few palms.
You're a good friend.
You're the guys who gave me the chance, so I'm just repaying a new life.
That's all well and good, but don't get yourself killed.
Try not to. But either way, come on. That he will lead you towards the familiar Dwarven steamboat that originally had gotten you into Stilltide at one point long ago, before combat broke out on the docks for a time.
Nice.
All right. You lads get him down to the south end of Ridgerest. After that, come back up. Say you were just getting some more info from me. I wouldn't worry about them. You could trust them, even if they are the other halflings that you haven't seen in a while.
The other halflings.
That you would see your son Guy.
Oh. What? Oh boy.
Dad,
What are you doing out here?
it's been weeks. Of course I'm going to wonder where the fuck you went. Usually you're waltzing back and forth. I saw a few others and some return, but figured I'd come check out what's going on. Using Stilltide teleportation circles, the one that Azure set up at the manor.
Right. Okay.
Remember you telling me about Bowman, so figured I'd bump into him.
Well, he's good and I'm good, but I worry about your safety hanging around your old man.
I was captured before, and at least now I can at least fight with you if we're going to get captured.
Oh yeah, you're a fighter.
I mean, how else do you think I got into trouble before?
Well, maybe I should test that you're up to the stuff.
You so in Bridgest? It's not a lot of room on the steamer.
Oh yeah. Oh, let's get going.
But that Ballman will toss his pack on board with a few other supplies. For you, I figured having to upheave and everything wasn't the greatest, so I'll go make use of your camp and kind of play it off like I've been coming out here and fishing. Throw them off the scent.
Sure. All right.
Just be careful. Like I said, they're looking for you hard. You'll cast off with the steamer as it will start heading south with you in tow. You and your son. As the multiple travels happen. With no surprise, especially with the steamboat, Wembley would arrive at Bridgest pretty quickly with Guy. Alright. Well, could start testing it out if you like now, Dad, but understand if you want to stretch your legs first.
Let's find some sort of nondescript inn we can stay at for a while.
I think that's honestly the best idea. With that, go ahead and roll me an investigation real quick.
I'd love to.
Have that. All right. That's
Not great.
search
What
it
if I
around.
add a D10 to that?
Oh,
12.
it got better. All right. With that, you start searching around, trying to find a more closed off spot in Bridgest, obviously, since it is not a huge town, but still more warm and homely, especially with the fact that it still has greenery and trees and more. You're able to find a spot to kind of try and lay low, more respectable kind of rented, almost like a cabin area, until that they still have fishing and more and other things that you would be able to sit down, relax, and kind of like a vacation.
We find cloaks, hide our faces, we use fake names, all the usual stuff.
You've escaped a few women before, huh, Dad? As he kind of starts putting this.
Among other things.
Yeah, spooky things.
You know, a surprising amount of adventuring involves being a criminal until you clear your name. You know that?
Oh, I'm familiar. A little bit. You know.
Sometimes you gotta hide from the good guys.
Yeah. As they say, the good guys until proven otherwise, right?
Something like that.
I guess
Once
it's
we're settled in, I'll take him somewhere private and try to gauge his combat ability.
all right. Would you like to duel your son?
Sort of.
All right.
We don't have to play it out. Just want to know, like,
This
how
kid-
well off he'd be in a fight against the kind of people that I fight.
Against the people that you fight.
Yeah,
Oh.
like, how well would he stand up to the mercenaries coming after us if they caught us?
He might be able to take a hit. From
Just the one.
Well, from Siraz. From Pomalter, he might be able to hold himself pretty well.
Okay.
But
Not the worst.
the high-level mercenaries that you were going against, the ones that he gave you trouble even when you went after them.
Yeah.
You could tell that it would be a hard-fought battle, but obviously he's capable. If he was just taking hits on the chin like some people did before, it would be fiercely bad. But you could tell that your son is much wiser than that and wouldn't be just taking hits into the face like some people do.
Okay, alright.
Definitely paid attention to a lot of your stories. I'm not gonna sit there and just let them whack on me all day.
Not bad, boy, but you got a long way to go.
I believe it, considering what Bowman had told me about Siraz and Pomalter.
Heard some horror stories, did you?
Well, between the entire fucking manor burning down and then you guys succeeding, but first time I heard you retreating not from, Ilmero. Pretty
It's a
scary.
whole lot of fucked up shit.
Well, pretty scary when something's that strong and, not a lich from old war times. I could definitely say I didn't believe it about the bird until I heard the terrifying stories and even a few others from Bowman's guild that were talking about Permalter's kill streak.
You think a bird as colourful as that would be easier to see, but he's not.
Guess it's a pretty big testament to him. Look like a rainbow, and sting like a lightning bolt from on high. Of course, I didn't believe it about Siraz. That one seems almost unbelievable. Did he really just start tearing down the whole damn manor when you were in there?
It's a pretty big wreck now. They didn't seem to have a problem setting it on fire themselves.
Sounds like they were burying a whole bunch of evidence then.
It's alright, we got the important stuff.
Glad you did.
Don't tell anyone this, but we got a box full of elves.
Surely you're joking, right?
Nope, that's what the Grand Expedition to the Silt Wastes was all about.
Huh. Like dead mummified elves? As he kind of like raises an eyebrow, trying to put his brain cells together about how
Oh
you
no, they were preserved in time in a little pocket dimension. And we got them out. So that set a lot of things in motion.
That is some crazy shit.
Oh yeah.
So you just
Oh.
dumped him out? Like, how the hell is that fucking work?
Oh, it was a whole process. I'll catch him up on all the big exciting events.
As you sit there regaling him, his eyes are whiter still.
Story time with Dad.
Pretty much.
And then for the rest, I'll stay at Bridge Rest until things get hot or someone contacts us. I'll do my best to train Geed.
Or training montage. Father and son. Getting him ready for the days to come. I will say, in this time. Azure.
Yes.
As you stay at Alceraz, Squishy and Orem do learn common, able to read and write. But there is a very big concern, especially with the fact that Stilltide is supposed to have its assault ready. But there is a number of people gathering at the southwestern side. Barricades and others are starting to be put up. As you realize there is a very possible imminent attack coming for Alceraz.
What, like the pirates?
No. Lady Scorpus.
The Scorpion!
Oh boy.
It was heard 2 weeks ago that Sania has vassalized and abstained from interceding with her army. But they are approaching. You're not sure how much longer Alceraz will be safe, or if it could be safe at all. You know, Vagan and Pogona has been brought to heel a little bit by Annette, especially without the ogre being there. But it does not mean entirely that the pirates are fully loyal, especially if they see that Alceraz is falling and weak.
I mean, what person with pirate in their title isn't going to go for that?
Exactly. It is growing extremely tense here. People are starting to panic, and you can even see others that are planning to possibly flee to Zemistil, then to Silkfort, if no other ships arrive from the Goliaths.
Well, all right. I guess I think logistically, how can I help?
You know, various magics, barricades, things that, well, logistically would be of greater help and benefit.
I could make whole cannons, but I don't know how useful that is.
Azure
It's just a cannon.
Azure rolls up, provides artillery for the entirety of Alceraz.
I mean, I'll actually suggest that to them, that I could just make them cannons if they have some spare metal.
Some of them look fairly shocked and flabbergasted, but you can see Saren's mother. And are you serious? You could just make those.
I can, yeah. It's just, well, I'm constantly amazed by people being, I guess I grew up around a lot of wizards. Anyways, yeah, I can just make you cannons out of spare metal if you have some. Really fast, too. It'll be done in probably an hour or so. I can probably make several.
We'll gather what we could spare then. There's... doesn't have to be new metal.
Oh, no, it can be... Raw metal is probably the best way to put it.
Right, well then... we'll get the others as quick as we can. Gather up every bit of metal that we can to spare.
Is there anything else that I could make that would be more helpful? Cannons was just the first thing that came to mind.
We have weaponry, it's just... there's not a lot of us. We're working on making traps from the southwestern direction.
Can't say I have too much experience with that. Do you think they're going to just come down the main road? So I could probably also help with that if we have enough time preparation-wise.
It would be likely some of the creatures are monstrous from what we were hearing.
Well, all right then. Finally, I might actually get to use the one thing. What is it called? I know I have it. The stupid illusion terrain spell.
Oh.
Hallucinatory terrain or some shit.
Is that what that one is? I thought it was a
Yeah.
different one.
No, hallucinatory
Alright.
terrain would be it.
Oh.
That's the one that affects like a whole mile of.
Yeah, and I can make the illusion real and fake, so we can dig holes underneath it and fake them out.
Sure.
This would be perfect. We could
I
save-
know I have the spell. Where is it? I'm blind.
Oh, you should have it.
Like, I think it's like level 4.
I feel like it's level 5
5?
at least. I 100% know because I added all of the spells from the spell book, and hallucinatory terrain was one of them. I remember that quite vividly. You know, I'll just look it up in the lexicon. I know I have it. But yes, I feel like that we can probably do quite a bit.
This is fantastic. We have a better chance then. You know, what the view we have.
Yes, I must say I didn't expect that I would be the one defending you, but of course I will do my best.
We'll make sure that the others dig up holes and set traps appropriately.
Yes, I can blanket an illusion in a 150-foot cube that will be able to camouflage the traps completely, so
Perfect.
we might not even need to cover them. We can mostly just dig the holes and fill them with spikes, probably.
We'll work on covering what ones we can, and then letting your magic do the rest.
Mm-hmm. I'll get to work 3D printing cannons. It's only a 4th level spell, wow. Is there a higher level version? You've programmed illusion.
Might be, but I think it's like way up there. Last I knew, hallucinatory terrain, it's like one of the highest.
Yeah, hallucinatory training does seem to be one of the highest. I'm just... For some reason I thought there was more, but you know... Must be having dead brain. Oh, there it is. It's Mirage Arcane. That's it.
There you go.
Oh.
I do also have Mirage Arcane.
He's packing, brother.
Hmm. Oh my god, I can make area within a mile difficult terrain. For
Jesus.
any. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna do that too. Yeah, I'll just put a Mirage Arcane over the entire thing to make the entire area within a mile outside the wall difficult terrain. Because that lasts for 10 days.
Oh, that's insane. All right. As Azure prepares for war, trying to keep Alcaraz ready and on the map. There.
You're also in the middle of this. I will do Ascending to Saren to update them because, you know, I feel like Saren probably cares the most.
You'll probably get this as you are arriving at Road Alsa.
Hello, Saren. Alcaraz might be attacked by Lady Scorpus soon. I'm doing what I can. Period.
Period. Is that the whole message?
Yeah.
Oh, the positive music started, so I have to say something positive.
Yeah.
Gambaree! You can do it!
Your family's going to be murdered. Thumbs up.
Yippee!
Yep. Fuck. Well, I'd ask for a pickup, but I'm in the middle of nowhere. I don't think you can teleport to me.
Another Sending.
Counting words,
Oh.
I think I had 2 left.
Probably wouldn't be able to spare it anyway. Anything else? Annette not with you? Question mark.
A whole ass month later.
Yeah, how many
Well,
days
yeah,
has it actually been? Like, from
I thought
here to
the
here?
last thing I knew, Wembley told me that Annette was with you. And I was like, oh, then I don't need to check in at all. You know.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
gonna be able to
it
teleport with
has
you.
been literally like a month of all this shit happening.
I've not seen Annette since she left with Wembley and Stilltide. I'm probably gonna meet with the Goliaths today. I'll try to bring support.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do Sending anymore. I probably need my spell slots for actual preparations. Somebody just messages you. Your family under attack? Question mark.
I'll turn to Kiana. Alright, you said you didn't want to go in.
No, we have an agreement. They keep the north end of Decimor, and we keep the south end.
Do you have any way of getting me back to Stilltide faster? Or would we have to walk back?
You see her look a little bit sad, but I do have one. It is not pleasant.
Well,
She will take out what looks like a soapstone carving. is that of what seems to be a flower resting on what seems to be a slate of stone. Break this and you will return back to the grove. I would brace yourself if you need to use it. It will not be pleasant.
Are you going to wait here for my word, or are you just going to leave?
I will wait here.
Because sort of just, like, smiles, but it's clearly stressful. I don't know how well this is going to go. That Goliath said friendly, but I'm asking a lot of them. Might not turn out well for me.
None really go before Truth Eye and her keen senses, but her jarlship will be most understandable, I'm sure, in your position, especially to your kin.
You mentioned something about a Titan last time.
Those who belong respectively to the Titan's blood. We are seeking their help as well.
Alright. If I don't do anything stupid, I'll meet back here. And if I don't, I'm probably dead.
Best of luck. Looking for Jarl Kuthia.
Kuthir. I just nod and start walking very quickly, like speed walk.
Alright.
Basically to like the first Goliath he sees that looks like a fighter. A guard.
With that, you can see outside the massive Jarl's palace and fortified area, many homes that still survive within more frigid areas in wind, especially since there's been no trees to block the sea from washing over. It is a deathly chill that kind of washes in from the ocean here. Does not seem to be a single guard in sight, but you do see a number of Goliaths looking at you with the utmost curiosity. There are a few that start to approach and seemingly size you up, as far as you could tell.
And like just the first one that notices me, I'm just gonna like speed walk like straight up to him.
What brings you all the way here?
I need to see Jarl Kuthir. As soon as possible.
You see him like look around and then look at Kierna for a moment, and then you're a druid.
No. You see a lot of druids in plate mail?
I don't see a lot of druids up here at all. Pretty strange to see a group of them perched on the outside. Alright then. I'll bring you to our gates. You getting insides on your own. So I'll start leading you the way to the main Jarl's Palace. as you walk through, you do get quite a large number of irked looks and others that are curious at your presence here. What? Many of them are kind of following, and you start learning to slowly gather a large crowd. Also, thank you very much for the raid, as well as all the follows. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bounty of Legends, I hope you've had a wonderful day. Thank you for what it consumes, as well as the Gangly Ghoul.
Just confidently walking as quickly as I can, wherever this Goliath leads me.
As you are brought to the Jarl's Meat Hall, as the large crowd that's gathered behind you seems to be about 30 strong, are towering over you. You can tell this is probably one of the strangest things that might have happened here in some time. With that, gestures as you see two heavily armored Goliaths that look to be standing guard in front of the meat hall, looking down at you and strange curiosity. You have a lot of balls coming up here. How brings you out this way?
I'm here to speak with the Jarl. They've surely received my letters by now.
That you see, they both kind of look at each other. For a brief moment, you see them kind of looking you up and down, trying to discern, and especially with your ears and more. Oh, you came from across the gulf, didn't you?
Yes. Look. I don't want to show you any disrespect, but I'm in a rush.
Oh, you're always in such a damn dash.
There's a fight about to start. Could use some friends.
Yeah. I'll be stopping you then. As they will slowly start to push one of the heavier doors open. You hear it heavily creaking as its joints have been held fast for many years. As you look into the massive meat hall, chairs and tables that sit well above your height. At the far end, you can see the Jarl's throne. Inside, you would take note of a Goliath woman who seems to be dealing with what seems to be more of the humdrum part of her job of being the Jarl here. Looking down the main lane of this meat hall. Approach. Who are you?
Do I know if Goliaths would, expect me to, sort of, bow to them? Like, if they didn't know who I was. Would your average person have to, show some form of respect to the Jarl?
But that definitely. Especially in Harad Elsa. You know that the Jarl is greatly respected. And if not, there are plenty of people who've been fucked up before because of it.
I'll step forward. I assume she's all the way at the end of the table.
She's pretty much sitting at the two main meat hall tables that stretch the entire length are there on each side, but the main walkway and carpet heading straight up to her.
Oh, like on a platform, sort of. Yeah, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll walk like 80% of the way down before I like place my fist on my chest and do like a small bow.
She will start to stand up. You hear the, well, rustle of armor, but also just seeing her in her more relaxed wear. Beautiful mantle that looks to be, well, of some brown pelted creature. You're not entirely sure what, but the size of it being large enough to cover her like a fur cloak perfectly. It's definitely no small beast that they were hunting. As she looks down at you, you can see the very heavy set, almost blue-like gray eyes as the tattoos that decorate her face show, but also the decorative mix of scars of keeping her jarlship. As she kind of heads down, a fairly heavy-looking blade at her side when she comes to meet you at the partway mark. Welcome. I assume you are one of Asuras, judging by your looks.
Yo, Kuthir, I'm Saren. Apologies not to be here with my father, but it was a bit of a rush. Son of the leader of Sun Clan.
That I am
Yes.
familiar. Kuthir Truthai, Nala Kuket. I'm curious as to why you would arrive in person. I even know you already sent word by letter that Stilltide would be taken soon.
Well, letters are slow and it's a little bit disrespectful to ask you to come to us. You got a lot going on here. We need to sort things out faster, much faster.
Yes, I have to explain your presence here then. So, expecting us to lend our troop. Every single soldier that fills this great hall when we feast.
Not expecting, hoping that someone else who shares this land was sick enough of the Afridi to help us out. Then we don't, we're not here with nothing to offer, of course. You supplying so many soldiers, he sort of just pauses. After we take down the Afridi, there'll be lots of land for claim.
But you would actually give these lands freely?
Well, I'm not... I wouldn't say I'm the highest authority in this alliance, but I'm up there. We could come to an arrangement.
I did read in the letter that the Druids would be joining in as well.
I know you're not a fan of the Druids, but there's a time and place for their tactics, and a time and place for yours.
True enough. And what inspiration would I have to give my men other than just raiding a city and hopefully some lands to grab?
How many other people are in this room?
You can see that she still has what seems to be 2 advisors. One that seems to be wearing kind of motifs of the moon, and the other one wearing motifs of the sun.
These are your most trusted advisors?
Yes. They've ensured that
I'm
we
gonna-
have stayed here for many a year.
I'm gonna look around to make a show of, like, I am examining this room to see if anyone else is in here.
That could roll me a perception.
Bing.
Or with a 19. You can actually tell that there are 4 other soldiers here, as they have remained silent, but you can tell it's probably her personal guard. But they've remained out of sight, but you managed to catch a few subtle hints of them around the edges of the various pillars that hold up the massive mead hall, and one other that seems to have remained more hidden in an alcove by the shadows of the door.
And the other soldiers in here, you trust them with your greatest secrets?
You see her kind of smile at that. With my life.
And, I ride in assuming you have no love for the Afriti.
We'd sooner gut them and hang them from the halls ourselves. It's the reason why none of them hold any property or lands up here. They tried buying us before, and they very quickly had been sent flying on their way.
Your men would go to war at your call, with no explanation?
Not a question.
Then I'm going to tell you something that you can't tell them. I'll wait for some kind of, like, acknowledgement of that.
She gives a gentle wave of her hand. Proceed.
A group I've become acquainted with recently has come into a lot of knowledge and power. Do you know the full truth of Daedalus and why the land is destroyed?
I have been too.
Burned and absorbed as it is.
Yes.
The machine that absorbed Daedalus's power and destroyed the land, we know where it is. We know how to use it. And we can. But if we do, of course the Afridi won't just let that happen. But once we do, the land will be restored. You can have as many trees as you want for all the boats you could ever build. But it'll take time and distractions, and preferably no Afriti.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion with advantage.
I have a +0 in persuasion. Usually once per session.
Would recommend.
This is why I knew this was gonna go bad, because I'm not good at this. How long does heroic inspiration last? Because Jesse very much did give me one of those. Is it
Lasts
once?
forever
Is
until
it a
you use it.
day?
Yeah,
Yeah,
last
they
forever.
don't have an expiry.
Okay. Is
Yeah.
that just one dice, or do I do a reroll again?
Just a full reroll.
Okay.
I
I feel like
believe in
even if I nat 20, it's gonna not be enough.
I mean, that's a pretty good
so
roll.
much better than 5.
It's better than 5. I still don't think it's enough.
5 is you spitting in their face mid-sentence.
Okay, that's what. This is the reason why I said it wasn't gonna be easy, because I don't have any stats for this.
Ah. The promise of greenery returning back to these lands. Trees so we can make ships bigger and brighter. Expand without having to worry about hauling them back.
Even Decimal will be habitable once we're done.
You see a slight tinge of a smirk creep further on her face. Even though
It's,
having a city.
It's been a few months. Have your people heard anything of the elves showing up in the Silt Wastes?
We've heard some rumors, but we never believed any of them. So there's no evidence to the contrary, and we are not traveling that far.
Well, if you want to come to my home city, you can see a few of them. It was this group I mentioned that brought them back. They will make a great military force, or even a great distraction. I sort of try to judge her reaction of that. I know. Actually, no, I'm just going to say, I know, much like us, your people probably once served the elves in a not exactly enjoyable manner.
Yeah. It's better than what the Afridi have done.
Yes. Without them, I don't think any of this can be accomplished. They'll get their little circle. We'll make sure they don't try to enslave everyone after that. But we need soldiers.
And I suppose seeing them firsthand and seeing if that is true would be a good start. You say it's across the Gulf at your home?
There's not really anyone of import there, mostly just the elves that wanted to learn about what's happening in the New World. They've been gone for hundreds of years. A few of them have stayed in my city to learn the new agriculture and stuff like that. Begin trading. But I can probably very easily get you in contact with someone of a higher status.
She is thinking heavily of that. Go ahead and give me another persuasion check.
Beep, beep, bing.
Hmm. And you say you need soldiers there now.
It's still tied soon. In Alcirus now. From what I've been told today, there's been a bit of an incursion. We could use a little bit of backup, a little fight to wet your swords a little. You know?
Hmm.
Practice our teamwork.
To shake the rust from the rest that gotten fat.
There are some factions on this continent that don't work with the Afridi, but they won't work with us. Maybe wiping them out first would solidify our agreement.
That she will look to her advisors. There is a almost wordless and almost worldly conjecture between the three of them. It's no spoken words. You can tell there's no connection between minds, but just thoughts and recognition between their faces. Even though you did not send extra delegates, no gifts or other, the promise of lands are still greater. We'll come to Alceras and help. And we'll take a few trees as payment as well.
Of course. Trees will be plentiful soon.
Sound the horns and get the ships ready. 200 strong. The rest will remain here and await for us. And you are traveling on my ship.
I'll do the same bow that I did when I entered.
With that, you see her break to get the rest of her equipment, as you will hear terrifying horns of war, echoes and sounds calling, reverberating over the entirety of Horodasal. And in that singular call, without missing a single beat, you see Goliaths marching out, packs ready, weapons in hand, no questions whatsoever. It is magnificent to witness at first, but also terrifying to realize that these men and women are always ready for fights and battles, ready to move at a single beck and call, and even knowing that their ships are ready and packed for going across the Gulf immediately.
Is it very evident which one is her ship?
With that, you do see it. It is beautifully carved. It has what looks to be that of a terrifying bear's head and skull that has been mounted, and the rest of it beautifully carved all the way down with what seems to be runic magic alighting the sides and the various shields and more going across this long ship.
Alright. Once I can tell which ship is hers, I'm going to sprint as fast as I can back to the druids.
Alright.
Like, not just like I'm running away, like I'll obviously mention this, that like I'll be back before we leave.
I figured as much. As you quickly
His
sprint.
drill is broken. He's retreating already.
Fucking coward! Alright. So, that Saren quickly come rushing out. You can see that Kierna is effectively waiting at the edge of the druid camp. They are fairly calm. You could tell that there is obviously an understanding for how far they are allowed to travel, which is to the edge of the city, but so long as nothing is proceeded beyond that, they are fine.
I'll like sprint up and then slow down, jog towards her, pull out my bag, give her statue thing back that she gave me.
A soapstone car.
Yes. It went well.
I'm glad.
Didn't lose my head.
I'm sure she thought of it. Then again, her discretion and discerning of a person's, well, value is more intense than others would ever know.
Good luck on your way back. I don't know if you can send messages, but if you could inform Annette, would have got the Goliath.
I will send her a message. Be fast. Your ship might
Thank
leave
you.
without you.
It just take like 2 seconds to catch his breath, and then like, all right, start running back. I'm fast.
The ship has already left.
I can swim. I can swim at normal speed.
Dives into the water. Wait for me! Alright. As the Goliaths are on the move, Nosferatu is being barricaded. Sarah and you get onto, well, the Jarl ship. He is looking at you and is seeing you winded. Had to grab something.
I had to see the druids off. I told them if they didn't see me again, then I was probably dead.
Well, it definitely won't be by the ships not arriving there.
I'll be honest, I thought I might have had to fight my way into this agreement.
I've not left the meat hall in some time. With too many things to protect and guard. But with the promise of some of the extra trees and, well, a battle, I don't see any reason why not. And besides, even if there is no army, we'll still take the trees.
Alright, now let me tell you about our other allies. Screen cuts. What?
Screen what?
As I explained to her that we're trying to get the Fae to help us in exchange for land as well.
What are you reading the fucking thing? What the fuck?
It sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Hey man, we're gonna make land. Someone's gonna occupy it.
No, I don't think that's the way it works
Fae.
at all.
There's all these places that were uninhabitable that will be habitable. 100% guaranteed. We're gonna build a good land. The best land.
The best land.
Oh.
Nobody has this land.
Nobody has
Most
land like me.
land.
Let me tell you.
You gotta run the continent like it's a business.
We feel Luke melting inside out.
I've met many Goliaths, but she is one of the nicest.
What a
Okay.
bad
Guys,
bitch.
Myself.
good people, guys, big people.
Very
Big
strong.
hearts.
People.
Big brains as well.
Alrighty, so another screen wipe. Over to Lucille as they are landing
Hello.
in Heartcare, one of the most
Awesome.
lush and beautiful lands that you'd seen aside from when you had visited Tartarus. Looking out, you see the two palaces that protect the massive tree that is pillared within the center aisle. Beautifully lush, soft greenery. Lands that are more vibrant than you were ever expecting. Flowers that decorate everywhere along the shores, and even the sands themselves are soft, not burning, but warm and relaxing, welcoming. You've definitely taken notice as you do make your approach that the fire and ash seems to have been pushed away here. The land's protected somehow. Even just getting closer from the shore, you could smell flowers, pollen, plant life like never before on this continent. It says
I think I immediately get a little bit sniffly.
Hay fever. Oh, everyone forgot
Hay
what it.
fever weakness due to it literally not being an issue in this country.
Exactly. Nobody's had hay fever for years, dude.
Yeah, so they just get burned to death.
Yeah, there hasn't been hay fever for centuries because there's been no pollen anywhere.
As the captain starts to bring her into the shallows, having a few robots and more toted out for those who wish to stop off. You could see a few of the other smaller ships from one of the manors coming by. It is a vibrant green lush decorative with blues and golds that seem to be threaded through the sails. As you look at these, what seems to be a mix of Ganassi and more, you very clearly see the distinct naturalism that they carry in their dress between robes, bare feet, and more. With that, one of them steps forward. What brings you to Heartcairn? You hear the captain quickly calling out, Refugees! I hope you have some space. Plenty of them are farmers. Bring them to the north end. We'll be able to bring them in there. As they will start to guide your ship towards the north end wall, northeast side, where the Gulf still meets. At this point, as they are starting to help unload, you see a number of these slaves looking with wonder in their eyes at the lush greenery that they've never had the chance to see ever once in their life. Plenty of them welcoming even you to come join them on the shore, Lucio.
Afraid I'll have to decline. I need to head in a little bit. I'll be back before we have to set off with the supplies and anyone who chooses to keep going.
With that, you can see many of the air quote soldiers, wardens of this homestead, making sure that there are still plenty of spaces and other locations that those who wish to stay can. And you even see the captain buying supplies, making sure that some are sent back, fresh water and more. You see fruits and others that you had not seen before, packed up in barrels, and a few crates, others that are a mixture of drinks as well. Not so much meat, but definitely plenty of vegetables and fruit from this port. As you do see some of them being welcomed into Harkir. There's quite a few questions of what happened, the refugees, the chaos that erupted, multiple stories that you already are intimately familiar with, even if people aren't entirely sure themselves at how it all began. With that, you would see about 42 of the surviving refugees decide to stake their claim in Harkir, stay here, try and get used to the more lush greenery. Others that are fascinated with the green fields and the fruit trees and more. As for the others, they are quickly loading at the docks and all the various barrels and more supplies. When the captain gets back, effectively you see him with the varying supplies being loaded on. Looks to you, Lucio. About half of them dropped off here. Think if you want to get a bit further. Sure you don't want to stop off here yourself?
I'm gonna keep along. Just stop and think for a moment. Just no, at this point you're probably fine. Yeah, I'll stay here.
All right.
It's easy enough for me to get back to where I need to be, regardless of which choice I make. But I think I could do with having my legs on the ground for a little bit.
Yeah, that works. We're going all the way to Beachwater. A number of them don't even want to be anywhere near Sagrada. Of course, with half of them gone, supplies are easier now.
Much. Have a safe trip, Captain.
You too. And thank you for the job.
It was my pleasure.
That they will finish tying down their supplies, make sure everything is put into place. The remaining 51 quickly making sure to pack everything up, get these sails going, all that they have learned already, some picking up on sailing just so they can continue to stay on the seas and have other options for jobs and travel.
I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if a few just choose to just stay on the ship.
But especially with such a large sailing ship and trade, you could tell that even if they do stay, there is still plenty of work to be done, especially with the captain's new enriched funds for trade. But as you depart into Harkir and see the more naturalistic ways, the magic that preserves it in his serenity. You could see a slight hint of elvish influence on some of the buildings and mason work, and especially that of what seems to be protective barrier, the wall where it keeps the elemental energies back, for what you could tell, a little bit like Silk Fort. This place is protected by old druidic magic that has been built up years ago. Even looking out towards the very clearly two what seems to be noble houses of these druidic groves, guarding this immensely beautiful tree fiercely. There is still no end of greenery and places to go or experience within the Heartcare. You can even see some areas music, smoke, drink, a few others that are, well, beginning to welcome and show the slaves around, making sure that they are welcomed and introduced to life in Heartcare more peacefully. A few others looking to you, Lucille. Are you one of the escapees in the refugee war?
No, I am the liberator.
Thank you for bringing them here. You are a very, very kind soul indeed. So you see this very ancient-looking furball, and it will
It's
gently reach out a hand, like gently shaking your hand without even like giving you a moment to read.
it's just my duty. I may have been stripped of my house and title, but I still serve the people.
You are a good soul. You have done a whole lot for these people. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, and I may not be able to speak it, but I can tell they are extremely thankful for what you've done. Please, can I show you around? I'm sure you would be interested in seeing where some of them are going to call home now, possibly.
Yeah, sure. While we're going, you can tell me a little bit about that big tree you've got. It's a very interesting thing to have in these lands.
Ah, yes. The Green Mother has gifted us that. Has been kept by her children and the wards on the opposite palace. With that, he gestures out those of the Green Mother, that their children be on the right palace, the wards on the left.
They wouldn't happen to be in the business of giving out seeds or saplings?
Some definitely do. There are plenty of the great tree of healing. We have to make sure it is well kept and gently tended to so that it might mend the land further.
Of course. I have a greenhouse back home, and it's a mighty fine tree. I wouldn't mind growing one of my own. I don't think it'll be so grand, but maybe in time.
I'm sure in time it will most definitely grow to a magnificent display. I will be sure to put a word in. I can speak with them for you.
That would be fantastic.
Of course. Obviously, you've seen the more lush farms that we have. Various fields of fruits and vegetables that we grow on this side. It is more favored as the ash winds do not blow in on this side and the greenery is not turned brittle by the heat. On the other side, it is more fearsome, but still good for many of those who do not wish to deal with colder seasons and the tide washing in. As he will continue to show you the way, you can see a few of the other ships returning to those of the Green Mother. I'm sure once we speak with those with the House of the Green Mother, they would be more than generous to grant you one of those seeds. Forgive me. My name is Rakas.
Lucille.
Absolute pressure. As he continues to look towards the main walkway. It feels absolutely serene getting closer to the tree here. It feels like a very gentle summer breeze with an ocean breeze washing in off the sea. If only everything could be this gentle. You see why they fiercely guard this place and make sure that it is growing fervently and, beautifully.
Only the rest of the continent was this nice. While we're having a little tour around, I will inquire if the druids who tend the tree also use their magic to like enrich the fields and stuff here as well.
All the time, we make sure that there is plenty of nutrition for all the fruits and vegetables that we grow. Till the land and make sure that everything is rotated and properly within their homes. We even have a few storehouses of extra vegetables that we keep if you need more for your journey.
I couldn't possibly carry more. I don't need much to eat anyway.
Of course. As he will lead you past the orders to the Greenkeepers, effectively. The sons of the Green Mother. You would definitely take note that there are some elves here. Their features themselves look older. Much older than what you had seen within Mina City. These might be some of the only few that had remained on the continent and had probably been taking care of the tree this entire time. You see only a few of them wearing the green tabards remaining to the Green Mother's house. Those who are, in retrospect, the teal housing, the warders, seemingly that carry runic staffs, as far as you can tell, more magical mix of druidic magic and wizardly magic. It is a much more unique harmonization of ley line magic as well as the revitalization magic that they have. I would not worry about too much on the things they do have. And I assure you, as much as everyone worries about the walkways being torn away, they have survived a great deal of turbulent weather before. As he leads you on the long walking bridge out towards this manor built into the ocean itself. Once you get up to the main doors, you could see these old, beautiful carved doors that have effectively the one rolling door to the side. A number of others that seem to be reading, practicing, or gently humming and murmuring songs to various plants and greenery. You could tell that even the seaweed and more seems to grow up on the stonework outside and grows more vibrantly around this manor and palace. As you get into the main stretch of the front hall, seeing the various branching off pieces as it expands more openly, catwalks, wooden walkways, as well as stairs moving up and down, as it's more widely open than you were expecting. There are some floors, but it still seems to expand as much as it can to be versatily open. As Rakas leads you further in, you will see a much older furrow, one who is very gray, tending to some of these smaller trees. A mix of them looking like bonsai trees, others that he is fixing up, one that looks like he has recently taken it out of the potted plant and has started trimming away some of the roots, but also started aerating them so the bonsai tree can continue to be a little more vibrant. As he looks from beyond the tree towards the pair of you. Of course, you bring a new friend. Yes, this is, Lucy.
Give like a short, more formal bow and just of House Harkiston.
I am Dodan Kestrath, one of the Green Mother's children. I saw the ship that came by on the outer window as he points towards the back balcony that looks far more open than expected. And realized that why it wasn't taken note of before is there's so much lush greenery, it almost kind of half blocks the window unless you were looking at it specifically. What brings you to this wonderful place of the world?
A bit of a rescue mission. I do apologize if my actions bring some unwanted attention to your city.
New blood is always good. It's the way that things turn out in the world.
Oh, good for you, perhaps. I'm sure the way things are going, the Afridi are going to start lashing out soon.
Well, they have no place in these lands. They will not reach past the wards.
I'm glad to hear you think so. If not the Afridi, though, I find myself wondering, where do your allegiances lie? The Fae? The lost city of Morinor?
the preservation of life. I have been trying to heal this land and push further out, but it is difficult. Thankfully, in those years, we've been able to help Oak and Barrel recover. That is a good stretch already.
Well, it is a noble goal. And I'm glad to hear that there are people who are finding their own ways to get it done. I have friends who I'm sure share similar ambitions, and it could be a good idea, actually, if you had the opportunity to meet them. Might help all of us if we work together with these sorts of things.
Be happy to help if it is in the process of healing the land. I am not worried of going to fight anyone or other things that others might consider evil, but I know the warders make sure that everything is in place. If you're looking for others to traverse more, you might find them by the walls of Hardcare to the north.
People who know how to fix this land are just as useful as those who will fight for it.
The Vermilion Guard at the front have done their duty for years and have traversed from Hartcan elsewhere. They are the ones who have brokered some of our silkworms to travel out.
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, some time ago my group delivered some of those.
I'm glad they made it then. They are enriched beautifully, and I am sure they have helped the land heal where they have gone.
I hope so.
But what brings you to here? Seeing the lush gardens that we have within the palace.
Well, I just thought since I was in such a nice place, I'd relax and take a look around before I headed back home.
Of course, you are welcome to stay. There is plenty of space amongst us. And plenty of food as well. Though I do apologize. The most meat we usually carry is that of what the ocean provides.
I'm sure I can make do.
Please, Ruckus, show them one of the rooms, so that they might enjoy themselves. Jester, Ruckus will happily show you the second floor, where some of the more open rooms are. You can tell that they are probably where druids in training usually start, but it also has a beautiful view of the sea. It seems to be plenty of herbs and other things that have been left over from previous druids who were here and study. It smells wonderful. It smells like an herb garden within this room. If you need any food, on the first floor, at the northeastern corner, we have food stores of fruit and vegetables, as well as a small kitchen.
Sure. Thanks.
Possible. Take his leave and let you enjoy the children of the great.
I'll head back out of the palace. Enjoy my time in town until I get this sending that Azur said they want to send.
All right. With that, smash cut to Azur, panic building. Well, not panic building, but
I got a lot of holes to dig.
at
I'm
least
telling you,
multiple.
I feel like driving a vehicle up to this place is going to be impossible. I'm gonna just dig a giant hole in the middle of the main road, and then just fill that with spikes. So you can let like half of the people pass over, and then you just open it, because I can just make the illusion solid for a couple of seconds, and then they just have their forces falling. Anyways, yeah, realizing that's like, okay, well, yeah, you know, maybe Lucille would want to come help, and they're probably, you know, they can actually get themselves here. Sending to Lucille. Alzirus is going to be attacked by Lady Scorpus soon. Would you like to come help? Also, how are you doing?
Reply. Pretty good. Freed a few hundred slaves. Grown a Freedy farms. Just think for a moment. Yeah, I can come help.
Well, I'm gonna give it a minute to see if anything happens before I do anything else. Digging a hole.
Yeah, I would go immediately. I want to get myself like a cutting or a seed or something of this tree first.
I did say soon. I didn't say immediately. So
Yeah.
All right.
do they just have like pieces of metal that we can like sharpen into spikes and put in pits? Like we're playing, like with the Vietnamese.
You would be amazed how well bamboo will do.
I mean, yeah, that too. You know, I didn't know this was the part of the world that has bamboo. You know.
Oh yeah, this is jungle area.
That shit's great at being sharpened.
I'm sure the Americans knew quite well.
You couldn't tell that the cat people were weeb coded?
I didn't honestly get that vibe that much.
Yeah, because they're like sand weebs. My dad.
What is that
fucking
supposed to mean?
My like, well, no, they're like weebs, but they don't wear like cool plate mail, you know. Only Saren and his father are like rich enough to afford that.
They gave me a sort of like samurai vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah, the armor was samurai, and that was about it to me. I was like, okay, I mean, you know, it's just its armor.
yeah. Back when I actually used a basically giant katana as a weapon.
Yeah, so anyways, yeah, we dig some pits. We fill some of them with water at the bottom, because I have the decanter of endless water, so I mean, I might as well.
Christ.
Mud.
Spiked mud pits that you can't get out of.
And on top of that, there's going to be an illusion perfectly blanketing the entire ground and making it difficult terrain, so you can't even tell where the pits are.
What the fuck is going on?
actual hell to invade. And I'd also like to put a bunch of fake illusory barricades on the road once I get it set up, so that I can make them solid temporarily to have people crash into them.
It's gonna be like a
Hey, I finally get the opportunity to jeez, people.
War crime time.
crimes.
We're in war. We
War
can war
crime.
crime. Finally.
Yay, war crimes.
No, this is an acceptable target to war crime.
I mean, it is true. She is coming to try and attack a fairly innocent fucking civvy place.
As far as I know, they're completely innocent. I don't have any context otherwise, and you know, it's kind of just a dick move to raid a place.
You haven't done anything yet.
Yeah.
And they're just raiders. Like they're not like affiliated with anyone.
Mm-mm.
Well, they're affiliated with Lady Scorpus.
Yeah, the raider.
Raider.
Raiders.
Arc Raiders.
Barony. Launching Barony now.
Launching. Alright.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else I could do that would be funny. I don't really know if I could get much better than this. How long does this spell last? Oh, Programmed Illusion lasts till you dispel it? Oh, that's good!
What the hell?
So I can snap my fingers and summon a cage. No action needed. Where would I want to put that? I was going to put a Programmed Illusion. Honestly, probably just put it right over the main gate so we can just take a hit from whatever they... Well, what is their defensive like? Is it just basically a wall with a gate?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
They have had not a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it would make
Wall
sense.
or stone wall.
Stonewall.
We mostly just get attacked by the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, Lady Scorpus is in charge of like half those pirates. I didn't
Oh.
forget about that, Josh.
The other half.
Well, if they attack from the ocean, it's going to be significantly... Well, actually, I was going to say
That is-
significantly harder, but I can just...
That's
I can just sink the boats.
don't worry. That's Annette's job. I've been keeping Jesse updated.
Mhm.
He says there are still people at his house.
If it's, just,
So
it's about me. I'm getting on a plane. He should be in here. I'm fucking on my way.
I think it's a good spot to leave off on as Karen's encroaching. As you're
Yeah.
setting up, everyone is getting ready. Geed is getting trained by Wembley. And Lucia is waiting for the message and / return until she gets her wonderful sapling cut or a fresh seed from the green tree.
Yep. You can't cut to me again until the battle is about to be lost, and then all the Goliaths land and start killing them all.
200
enemies.
strong!
Yes, Saren shows up with the Goliath like fucking Aragorn in the Game of the Ghosts.
yes.
Also, what is the largest, just like heavy object they have that they can waste for me to use?
Buildings.
Old ass buildings, they have classic
Yeah,
big
look
ass
at 'em,
stone
they're-
cut.
Yeah.
There are
yeah,
there are sections in the quarry that they had cut stones and didn't use yet. They're just sitting there.
See, now that's a good telekinesis target right there.
Just big fucking rock.
I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
It works for the cavemen, it'll work for me.
A classic. Can't be beat.
I cast stone at. Holy shit!
Yeah, I imagine most of the buildings are like stone and then like just like tarps everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like very Middle Eastern.
Leather tarps and all that.
Yeah. Not silk, you know.
It's probably not convenient for me to really have more than a couple of those, because you can't even move stuff very fast with telekinesis. It worked with the car, because the car was
Mhm.
already at the space it needed to be at.
You just lifted
Yeah.
it up, moved it like 5 feet, and then dropped it on someone.
I lifted up, moved it, and just released it from my grip. I didn't have to do anything else. It just kills.
Wise. Wise.
You're like the thwomp in Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me
that-
yesterday.
Yep.
But we did it. We finally did it. We're getting this squad back together.
Somebody come pick me up.
Help. I'm
I
scared.
don't think
Just
I have the
non-
spare time to
non-negotiable.
pick you up.
Didn't you spend days preparing?
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't know how long I'm going to technically have. Unless I'm told how long I have. Am I told?
Look, if you tell me, I can go to Wembley first.
Probably we have enough money to buy a sending stone. It doesn't even have to be like a global sending stone, you know, like the group sending stone. If everyone has one sending stone, that goes to like one of the people with teleport.
One of the people with teleport and sending, so basically me or
Yeah.
Annette.
Yeah, after the 10 plagues incident, I think we should do that for me.
Like yeah, like everyone has a sending stone, and then Azur has like all of the corresponding sending stones.
Oh, that doesn't sound like it'll be annoying at all.
I'm not gonna lie. I like picturing like you guys like pull up like a rope or a string from your bag, and it's just sending stone, Azura, Seal, Wembley.
We could do that, or if we're not rich enough, like I said, someone can be the phone operator. You're like, "Hi, Azor, can you tell Annette this?"
Yep.
I mean, we do actually have a lot of stuff we could be selling. I thought about this like a couple sessions ago. We have, let me go scroll to the bag. We got a Staff of Fire plus 2 plate mail and a Sunblade to sell.
Those are good
Which
stuff.
which is stuff that's worth probably enough money to get a couple dozen sending stones.
Yeah, Sunblade alone, for God's sake.
Yeah, that's like 2
I mean,
grand.
do I know how long we have? Because I mean, if we do, then I'll probably go make a quick detour and do some more sendings. I thought I had maybe 2 days at best.
You know that an army takes a while, so you probably have like 2 weeks.
Okay, cool. Then I'll also
You've
go
got
hit up,
exactly enough time for me to make a cinematic arrival.
I need to go hit up Nina for the staff as well. That'll accelerate my war crimes.
Nita, I need your staff. Okay, hands you the fucking godlike staff.
Hey, she already said I could have it after like a month or so, and she finished warding.
I like to put it in perspective too, of like, that's not the only one that was created in her society, and there's like 3 more she can go grab.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
That's probably why
in the
she doesn't
towers.
mind that much. Just like, yeah, let's go get another one. It's fun.
Each tower has one. Wasn't there already one destroyed tower as well?
Yes.
Oh,
So
I wonder who has that.
Effectively, she would have to find out if it has been destroyed because of the staff malfunctioned or something else.
Because oh boy, I can't wait to commit stronger war crimes. You know.
Azir walks up. She has the fucking arc staff, licks it like a lollipop because it looks like a popsicle. Just.
But hey, guys, on the plus side, I've apparently made friends with like the people who basically run Heartcan, who have been slowly restoring this land already. We can get an idea
Now-
on how to do that, but better.
That's
I was
nice.
sort of paying attention to him talking, but why aren't the Afridi genociding them?
They can't.
Because they're just chilling.
Yeah, they have like big magical wards that were keeping the Afridi out.
Oh, okay. Because I was like,
the Afridi
that-
straight
that's
up
like-
just can't go there.
that's like an arm. That's within their reach. You know, that's like that civilization's provoking an opportunity.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
in a couple of years, the dwarves will create intercontinental
Yeah.
missiles that can reach this far.
Intercontinental. I feel like that's like, you know, distance missile.
Yeah, 300
Yeah.
miles.
At the same
like a
time, it
rocket.
goes to show that Heartcairn as well is like the most neutral place on this continent.
I suppose it has
No.
to be.
Yeah, fucking, I was like, Dimspire is neutral, but they're not neutral. They're
I doubt
loyalists.
Dimspire's actually neutral. They just
Loyalist
seem kind of
scum!
neutral. They also still obey the citizenship system despite being so far away from everything else.
Yeah, they also live in their fucking ivory tower over here.
Hey, fuck off. You also live in the ivory tower.
Literal ivory tower. Letting fucking massive cultist gangs grow right beneath their eyesight.
You know how hard it is to get wizards to do anything? All they want to do is sit in tower and read book. It's like, hey, Archwizard, could you go kill those people outside? It'll take you like 5 minutes. No, I'm reading my tome.
It is beneath me. The
I
affairs
must
of
ponder
mortals.
my orb.
You've been pondering your orb for 3 months.
You and your
Uh,
peasant
I love
problems.
my goat Commander Weller, but there's definitely higher ups that are on the Afridi side in Dimspire.
Oh,
100%.
Watch the eventual reveal that they all hate the Afridi.
I don't know. That's why I said we can't tell them our secret.
the internal
They can
war
maybe join
in
the war
Dimspire.
after we give them a little bit of a purging.
I appreciate that you guys had fucking turned over the fucking fractal of the weave there. And then not even like a week later, literally Adventure Time swords from the sky start falling.
These things
That's
they
just
just
average
happen.
weather. That's just average weather.
That fractal weave was probably worth like an insurmountable amount of money.
I was just out in the desert and the medials were shooting magic missiles at me. There was no need for that. That's just a normal day.
We had nowhere to put our fancy cube.
So remember those guys we turned into walls with that cube?
Yeah.
Good times. Yeah.
They were called the Ifriti Hunters. Surely they'll be our friends now.
Well, in our defense, they were trying to murder us.
Yeah. Maybe we can find them. Maybe they'll be useful.
Like, I don't really think you get to claim that you're upset at somebody when your first move upon meeting them is murder.
Murder.
I do appreciate how it started off of like, Huns, are we the baddies? And now it's like full 180 and it's like, fuck that for
I don't think we were ever really the baddies. We just kind of got caught up in something accidentally.
pretty much.
No, and that's definitely the baddies.